Hello Physical Fiends, it's Jordan here again with some recently announced physical releases. Remember, they are not releasing this week, that is a different video series. These are just announced video games. And also, I don't mention limited releases here because those are in Monday's video and I don't want to repeat myself. So, what's recently been announced for a physical release? Well, Doom: The Dark Ages looks to be a surefire winner when it comes to balls-to-the-wall action. Highly polished and visceral gameplay that will hopefully be another solid step in creating a great legacy with these modern Doom games. I still haven't played Eternal, but I am sure as heck I would love it as well as this one. There's definitely some kind of Evil Dead thing with like Army of Darkness going on here, and that's a fine inspiration. It's got all kinds of crazy things going on, which is what Doom should have. I just hope there are some puzzles or environmental elements which I do like in my FPSs. It's releasing on PlayStation 5 and Xbox physically in May in a standard edition or premium edition, which lets you play 2 days earlier. You get DLC content and also some digital bollocks. And if you want it or any of the other retail games in this episode, please consider using the links in the description. That massively helps me out. You can order from VGP with any of the links below, and that really helps the channel. They're a great company with free worldwide shipping on orders over 80 Canadian dollars, which is less than 60 American bucks. So they are a great way to pick up new releases. What else? Turnip Boy Robs a Bank is releasing physically on the Switch also in May, and this seems like a better physical prospect than the original, the game which is only 2 hours long. This is double the length, a massive 4 hours of content as you return once again to a life of crime. This time seemingly not a white collar crime, this is a bit more, death penalty type stuff. The Devil Within, Satgat I think it's called, is getting a physical release on PlayStation 5 in June. This looks like a really flashy action game, side-scrolling, probably nothing we haven't seen before, but the physical release is cheap, and also free shipping instantly from Video Games Plus. I don't know why they're offering free shipping on this. It's only like 30 bucks or something, so that's a decent deal in my eyes. Choo Charles is getting a physical release on PlayStation 5 in late May, and this is one of those viral hit games, a game that was specifically made with streamers in mind, which does give me a slight prejudice against it because, it's always a cynical way to make a game in my opinion, but this one is of good quality, so I'm told. I'm surprised there's no Switch physical. I know the game is on the Switch, but does it run okay? Who knows? STASIS Bone Totem is a game I'm going to talk about in more depth in Monday's video, but I'm bringing it up here since it is getting a retail release in both North America and Europe alongside a more limited release. This is a point-and-click game, isometric, full of puzzles and atmosphere, and it looks fantastic. It's coming to the Switch and PlayStation 5, and I am looking forward to it. GRIS, I think I've mentioned this new release previously, but I can't remember for sure, and pre-orders most certainly were not open at that point, but they are now. There is a new physical release of GRIS on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5 with a standard and deluxe edition releasing in April, and that comes with an art book and a soundtrack CD, and of course, it looks gorgeous and will be a very popular release, I am sure. Kemono Heroes is coming back. This game was digital only when it originally released, but it was delisted from the eShop after the rights ran out, but now there is a new publisher coming with tweaked and updated gameplay, and it's getting a re-release digitally and now finally physically on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5 in a standard and collector's edition. European only, but VGP will be carrying all copies of it, the collector's edition of which has a soundtrack CD, art book, and keychain. The game is a fun, multiplayer-focused side-scrolling action game. Looks pretty good. Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit is another Five Nights at Freddy's game. Which number or which series is this? I don't know, but I do know one thing, it's going to be popular. It's releasing physically on Switch, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and Xbox in June, so a while to go yet. And looking at the trailer, I'm going to guess it's a completely new kind of sub-series style of gameplay, and the reviews for this on Steam have been incredibly positive, so yeah, it's going to be a good one, I think. Alright, let's jump into some import announcements. Links below for these are for Play Asia, and if you click the link, you can get 5% off with my code Jordan2025. Fuga Melodies of Steel 1, 2, and 3. I made a video about this yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? I can't remember. I'm so excited my brain has stopped working. It doesn't take much. But after waiting a long time, not only are we getting the upcoming Fuga 3 game physically, but all of the series, all of them are coming physically in Japan in May, and they will all have English as well. There is even a collector's edition, which at the time I made the video about it, I had no idea the shipping costs for it. That was the main comment in that video, and believe me, if I'd have known, I would have mentioned it in the video. But you know, it comes with a bloody metal tank, so what can you do? Personally, I don't think you're missing out too much if you just buy all 3 individual releases. Much easier on the wallet, and I am very happy about this. A great tactical RPG of sorts. It's very unique in its way, heavily story focused, but still got great gameplay to go alongside it. Very highly looking forward to this one. I cannot wait. Super Technos World, River City, and Technos Arcade Classics is an awesome looking collection releasing in April in Japan on Switch and PlayStation 5. It will have English and includes a bunch of games that have rarely been re-released before. Unlike the previous Kunio-kun release, which Limited Run did, those were like NES games, we've kind of seen most of them before, whereas this focuses on Super Famicom and arcade games, all of which have been translated into English, and I'm really excited about it. Of course, Limited Run may do this in North America, but if not, this Japanese edition will be a great affordable option. Rusty Rabbit is getting a physical release on Nintendo Switch with a very affordable Japanese English release in April. It looks like a fun enough side-scrolling action game, maybe nothing massively special. It reminds me a lot of the game Geo Rifters, another import exclusive, but with slightly more budget and visual appeal. I don't have much else to say about it. Virtual Girl at World's End is releasing in Japan in June on Switch, and it will have English. It's a visual novel with a sci-fi focus. It is a brand new VN, so there's no prior opinions on it, but it's coming in a standard and collector's edition, which includes a soundtrack CD and a pillow cover for all your perverted needs. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, finally ending with a PlayStation 5 import. For some reason, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is getting a physical release with English, but only in Asia, and it is exclusive to the website Play Asia, linked below, as well as some of their distribution partners. For example, you can order it from VGP as well, as they often take a bunch of their exclusives in small quantities, but I think this is going to be a big one. It came out of nowhere and is very welcome. I very much enjoy the Ninja Gaiden 3D series, and I'm sure I'll probably pick this one up at some point too. If I ever feel like adding another game to my PS5 collection, that would put me up to, 3 physical releases. I'm a hardcore collector, guys. And there we have some recent physical announcements. Which one has tickled your fancy the most? Let me know in the comments below, and if you'd like to pre-order any of them, please consider doing so with the links below, as that massively helps support me to keep making useful physical content for you guys. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care.